Hey YouTube, it's Dylan here.
It's Happy Jimmy 670.
Um, there's this topic I want to talk about because I saw Rogue One and I want to give you my opinion on if it's the best Star Wars movie yet, and where I think it ranks up in the franchise. And Adam can give you his opinion on the Star Wars movies as well. Um, but I saw Rogue One and that movie was awesome. And I checked out online and there's a lot of the criticism is really weird towards this movie. Like all these YouTube critics are really complaining that there wasn't enough Darth Vader, or they complain the characters weren't good. I thought the characters were really nice in the movie, and I thought there's a right amount of Darth Vader in the movie because this movie's not about Darth Vader. It's a whole different sort of storyline, and I think if you put in too much Darth Vader, it would have taken away from the movie, as a whole. So I actually really loved the movie, and it was really dark, and it reminded me of Empire Strikes Back, and that's my favourite Star Wars movie ever made. But whereabouts does this movie rank up? I saw some people say, "Oh, it's about fourth or fifth," on their list. But for me, I rank it number 2, just behind Empire Strikes Back. It was really awesome, and this is an awesome prequel to the original trilogy because it ties up all the loose ends. Like if you had questions after you watched A New Hope, this movie basically answers all the questions you had, and it actually felt like a Star Wars movie. Like it had it had a lot of cameos, and there's a lot of surprises in the movie, and all the fighter jets and all that. It just looked like so retro, and it looked like this movie was made by George Lucas back when the first trilogy was made. So they did a really good job making it feel really old and retro in that, and they got the tone right. So I'll tell you my list. Mum's coming out for a cigarette, but. Guess what we're talking about, Mum? Guess what we're talking about? Star Wars.
Oh, great.
So how I rank it for me, right? I rank... How many movies is that all up? I don't know, but the worst is hands down Clone War. Clone Wars, is it? Not Clone Wars. Attack of the Clones. I'm keeping out all the series out. I just want to talk about the movies. So Attack of the Clones. Then it's Phantom of Menace. Then... I might get a bit of flack for this, but I think Force Awakens. Force Awakens didn't even feel like Star Wars. Like I know it had Han Solo and all that in it, and it had the Millennium Falcon, but I don't know. It just felt too. I don't know. It just didn't feel like Star Wars. Like J.J. Abrams made it really too new. Like he tried to make it too modern, and I didn't really like that. Like I know the prequels, a lot of people hate them and that, but they still felt like Star Wars, and they did have good moments. But with The Force Awakens, it just felt like a rehash of A New Hope, and it just didn't do anything new. And the villain was shit, and I don't know. I just didn't connect to the characters. Yeah. So I got.
Can I say something?
Yeah, I just want to give my list, and then you can go, man. So I got The Force Awakens, then I got Revenge of the Sith, then I've got Return of the Jedi, then I've got A New Hope, then Rogue One, and then Empire Strikes Back. And the top 2 are the dark Star Wars movies. And I love it when Star Wars goes for that dark sort of tone, and that it's really cool. And this movie was really dark, and the ending was epic. Everything about it was great. And there's no there's a lightsaber moments, but there's no lightsaber duels in Rogue One. There's a few moments with lightsabers, but there's not really. It's more of a war movie, you got your guns in there shooting and that, and it's a real dark sort of Star Wars movie. So I thought it was awesome. But I just don't understand the whole backlash from it. It's just like people just nitpicking from it, and I don't understand how they could be nitpicking at this movie, but they all love The Force Awakens. This movie's. Rogue One is 1,000 times better than The Force Awakens, easy. It's really great movie. And Kevin Smith agrees with me. He said this is awesome. This is Empire Strikes Back good. That's what he said. So You know, there's a lot of people that really love this movie, but there's a few people who are nitpicking at it and just being, I don't know, too hard on the movie, I thought. Anyway, Adam, do you want to tell them what you think?
Well, I reckon, like, the old ones, the old Star Wars, they're good classics. Basically, they got
Yeah, get in the camera.
they got good, like, a storyline to it. Like, it's a bit slow, all the Star Wars movies. Like, basically, it's a long movie. Like, basically with all of them, basically go for like 3 or 4 hours. But they're a bit slow, but they do have some good scenes in it, like the lightsabing fights and the music, like how, like when they're in the place and there's like that big fat alien thing just sitting there. And
are you talking about Java?
Java and the music and all that little creature thing.
And they're like playing like that jazz music in that.
Yeah, man. It's like do 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 do.
Yeah.
But like they're good storylines and I do like them. And
what did you think of The Force Awakens? You know, the one that came out last year.
I reckon that was good. It was a bit slow. Not much happened in it.
Yeah.
But it did have a right storyline and.
Yeah.
I think it was a bit about Darth Vader, wasn't it?
No, Darth Vader wasn't in that one.
Oh, well, it was a good movie, though.
That's
and I like the fighting scene in it. That was good. I don't remember who fought it.
It was like that chick and that guy, remember?
Because I have a short-term memory loss, but...
Yeah. What's your favourite Star Wars movie? Bit hard to say.
But I like most of them.
Yeah.
And my favourite characters in actually the Star Wars movies would be R2-D2, isn't it?
Yeah, R2-D2, yeah.
And 3PO.
C-3PO, yeah.
And Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, the guy with the horns.
Oh yeah, that's Darth Maul, yeah.
That chick in it, the chick with like the curl sort of things, like the.
Oh yeah. I forgot her name, fuck.
Princess something. Princess
Padme
Leia?
or something, is it?
Princess Leia.
Oh, Leia, yeah, Princess Leia. Fuck, why am I getting those two mixed up?
Who else? Fucking that jumping person, the jumping alien that jumps real high and goes.
What do you think of what's his name?
Yoda, fucking Yoda, man.
Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, he's fucking. That's good, man.
A lot of people hate that character, but I thought it was funny as fuck.
Oh yeah, and that one with the long sort of whitish sort of thing, like a whitish sort of horn thing. It's just got like a sort of reddish sort of skin.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Cool franchise.
Oh, so I reckon the storyline's good, and I can't wait to see the new one. I haven't seen it yet, but
yeah, and that's and that's why I think a lot of people are gonna love Rogue One because, you know, like Star Wars, it is really popular, but it's more geared towards like fans of Star Wars because not everyone loves that sort of pace Star Wars comes with. Like, it's a bit of a slower pace, so. If you're just like an average movie goer and you don't really like Star Wars, you're going to love Rogue One because that's a really fast-paced action. There's a lot of action. It's the most action-packed Star Wars I've ever seen. So if you're not that much of a fan of Star Wars, I think you're going to love Rogue One anyway. But yeah, that's this video, guys. Nice and short, but we gave you our opinion on Star Wars. Hope you enjoyed.
Peace out, everyone.
Peace out.
Make sure to subscribe to Happy Timmy 67 and
lick the vagina before we leave.
And do on the mix one.
Do the V. Do the lick the V.
The V, you're gonna lick it out tonight.
Yeah.
I'll lick the girls' pussies. I'm gonna lick a girl's pussy on Tuesday.
Do it nice and slow. Do it nice and slow. Slow motion. Yeah. That's it. Right there. That's perfect.